coronavirus delayed presidential primary voting in many parts of the country. Some states went back to the polls yesterday. Joe Biden is on the brink of formally securing the Democratic presidential nomination after winning hundreds more delegates yesterday. Correspondent Mark Irons reports. Mark?
Tracy, voting took place in 9 states, including in the District of Columbia, where we've seen protesters raise their voices and march for George Floyd. Yesterday, voters waited in line for hours at polling places to have their voices heard in another way.
A lot of people turned out, maybe a lot more people than they anticipated.
After pandemic delays, many Americans exercised their rights, donning face masks, heading to the polls in places like Rhode Island, Montana, New Mexico, and Pennsylvania. Former Vice President Joe Biden edging closer to securing the official delegate count needed to clinch the Democratic nomination.
You know, I've said from the outset of this election that we're in the battle for the soul of this nation.
Outside one polling place in Washington, D.C., some people waited for over 4 hours to cast their vote, miles from where protesting has been heating up over the last few days.
Mobilize and organize and support people who have our best interests at hand. This administration has shown time and time again they do not have the interests of the American people at hand.
For pro-lifers, a number of big primary wins in elections that go beyond deciding who takes the White House. The pro-life group Susan B. Anthony list says key congressional seats are up for grabs in November.
We were very pleased with last night's election outcome. All 8 of our endorsed candidates advanced from their primaries, and it was an especially good night for pro-life women like Yvette Harrell in New Mexico and Ashley Henson in Iowa.
Republican Congressman Steve King, known nationally for controversial remarks that seemed to defend white nationalism, lost his bid to be nominated for a 10th term.
And in Ferguson, Missouri, which captivated the nation's attention in 2014 after the fatal police shooting of African-American man Michael Brown, the city has voted in Ella Jones as mayor. She is the first black mayor in Ferguson. Tracy.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Correspondent Mark Irons reporting for us tonight. Thank you again.